Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Avanti Morocha. Today I'll show you everything you need to start with your Cricut machine. Materials, tools, accessories, heat press, printer and more. This is going to vary based on the type of project you want to make. Now let's begin. At the moment, these are the Cricut machines on the market. I'll start with the most advanced, which is Cricut Maker 3, followed by Explore 3, Cricut Maker, Cricut Explorer 2, and finally Cricut Joy. Cricut cutting machines use the software Design Space, which is compatible with Windows, Mac computers, and iOS and Android devices. Design Space is not compatible with Chromebooks. Even though you can use a computer or mobile device, this software for computers is the most featureful. Check the Cricut system requirements to see if your computer or mobile will work with Design Space. If you are looking for a new computer to use with your Cricut, check out my video about it. You can buy the machine from the official site if you live in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, or the UK. You can buy the machine by itself or the machine plus the essential or everything bundle. This is what comes inside the box of Maker 3. The premium fine-point blade plus housing, the welcome card, USB cable, AC power adapter. You also get some online benefits like a free trial subscription to Cricut Access and 100 ready-to-make projects. If you're using materials from the Smart line with your Maker 3, you don't need to use the mat. However, if you use any other material, you'll need a mat. Also, if you want to use any scrap piece of Smart material smaller than 13 by 6 inches, you'll need a mat. These are the blades and tools compatible with Maker 3. I'll share this graphic on my blog avantimorocha.com. This is the fine point blade that comes with Maker 3. This blade is compatible with the Maker and Explore series. If you press the top of the housing, the blade will come out. The blade's longevity varies depending on what materials you cut and how often you use your machine. This is the housing and it's where you place the blade. You only need to buy a replacement blade when your blade is dull. The premium fine point blade is the one you will use most of the time to cut iron-on, vinyl, cardstock, and thin and medium weight materials. These are more Cricut blades but are sold separately. The dead point blade is recommended for intricate cuts on thicker materials like thick cardstock, glitter cardstock, stiff felt, and more. The rotary blade is recommended for use with fabric and other soft, delicate, or less dense materials such as tissue paper and cord. I use it mainly to cut felt. The knife blade is recommended for use with thicker materials such as balsa wood, mat board, and chipboard. Keep in mind that the thicker the material is, the more time it will take to cut. I use this blade to cut glitter, craft foam, and leather. This is the scoring wheel part of the Quick Swap tools. They have a special housing with a release button on top that allows you to interchange the tips. This means if you want to, you can only use one housing for these tips. Don't confuse the knife and rotary blade. While similar, they are very different. These don't have a release button and are not interchangeable. The scoring single wheel makes a deep single scoring line perfect for thin and medium weight materials like cardstock and even acetate. The double scoring wheel creates two deep parallel score lines great for thicker material like heavy cardstock or poster board. The engraving tip creates decorative details in a variety of materials. The engraving process can take a long time based on the material you're using. The debossing tip creates detailed depressions in various materials to add dimension to your projects. The perforation blade creates evenly spaced perforation lines, allowing for clean, even tearing without the need to fold beforehand. The wavy blade adds a fun, wavy decorative edge to any design. The foil transfer tool adds the foil effect to your projects. It comes with 3 interchangeable tips. There is a small version of this tool for Cricut joint that comes with only one tip. You don't have to have all the blades and tools. This varies based on the kind of project you want to make. These are my recommendations. I consider the deep point blade optional if you have a machine from the Maker series. Since these machines have more power, you will be able to use just the fine point blade. However, if you are making a lot of projects with glitter cardstock, I recommend getting the deep point blade. For me, these are must: the rotary blade, the knife blade, and the scoring wheel. This is what comes inside the box of Cricut Explore 3. These are the blades and accessories that are compatible with Explore 3. Same here, if you are using materials from the Smart line with your Explore 3, you don't need to use the mat. However, if you use any other material, you need a mat. If you have Explore 3, I recommend getting this. The deep point blade is a must if you want to cut thicker materials like glitter cardstock or poster board. If you want to make scoring lines, get the scoring stylus. This is what it comes inside the box of Cricut Maker. Cricut Maker is compatible with the same blades and accessories as Maker 3 except for the roll feeder. My recommendations are the same as for Maker 3. Cricut Maker comes with the fine point blade and rotary blade, so I recommend getting the deep point blade, knife blade, and scoring wheel. This is what comes inside the box of Explore 2. Cricut Explore Air 2 is compatible with the same blades and accessories as Explore 3 except for the roll feeder. My recommendations are the same as for Explore 3. You must get the deep point blade if you have Explore Air 2 and want to cut thicker material like glitter cardstock. I also recommend getting the scoring stylus. This is what comes inside the box of Cricut Joy. These are the blades and accessories that are compatible with Cricut Joy. I recommend getting the card mat if you have Cricut Joy and want to make insert cards. These are the accessories that I use all the time. I use a Cricut self-healing cutting mat for all my cuts and to protect my work table. I use a paper trimmer, a wither tool, a scraper, scissors, and the brayer when using fabric. These are Cricut mats that are available as 12 by 12 inches and 12 by 24 inches. Each color of a mat has a different level of adhesion. Regardless of the Cricut you have, I recommend having at least these two mats. Remember that even if you have Maker 3 or Explore 3, you'll need a mat when using a material that is not from the Smart line. Also, if you want to use your scraps of Smart materials smaller than 13 by 6 inches, you'll need a mat. Get the Cricut card mat 2x2 compatible with the Maker and Explore series if you want to make insert cards. You'll always need transfer tape for your projects with adhesive vinyl. Cricut carries two kinds. If you need to learn the difference, check out my video about this topic. For your iron-on projects, you'll need a heat press. You can start using your household iron. However, to get a better result, I recommend getting a heat press. Check out my video, which heat press should I buy? If you want to do projects with the print then cut feature, you'll need a printer. Cricut recommends an inkjet printer. For projects with the Mac press, you'll need invisible ink sheets or markers. If you want to add a design with pictures or more elaborate, you'll need a sublimation printer. You don't have to use Cricut materials, however, Cricut materials are especially designed to work with Cricut machine and are built to deliver consistent results. That being said, you can use any compatible materials. Keep in mind the quality of your products may vary because of the material choice. I hope you like this video and find it informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you are interested in any of these products, I'll share the links in the info box below the video. If you are new to Cricut, I invite you to join the Facebook group, the Cricut Crafting Corner. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell so you get informed every time I release a new video. Don't forget to visit my blog, follow me on my social media, like this video and share it with your loved ones. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.